Starting August 1st of this year, students in Texas public universities will be allowed to have concealed carry weapons on campuses. This is the result of the signing of the Senate Bill 11 by Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. In my opinion, this would be an egregious mistake on behalf of the state. I feel that guns have no place on college campuses, and here are a couple of reasons why. First of all, it is not the job of the student to dole out justice or provide security for the campus. That should be the job of the campus police or the local law enforcement. So I don't think they should be involved in that at all. Secondly, college campuses are very active. There's a lot of, they're very turbulent. They have many things going on at one given time. So there's lots of public speaking and varying of opinions, as well as partying and the consumption of alcohol, which could definitely affect people's judgments. Furthermore, it's my belief that university campuses are places of free speech where people should be able to converse without fear of any kind of prosecution or even death in the event of someone pulling a gun. So yeah, I have this graphic here, and it shows a couple things, but among them, it shows a statistic that is kind of scary, which is basically there are more suicides with concealed carry, because if you're extremely stressed, if you have a gun right there, the temptation is much greater. So first, a brief summary of SB 11, which is the name of the bill. It basically says that students and some personnel can now have concealed carry weapons on public campuses, and then the campus itself, the university, can decide certain zones, which are gun-free zones, and some people have said maybe you can just make the entire university a gun-free zone, but the bill writers said that it can only be generally small areas and like not entire like halls or buildings. So yeah. So let's present a scenario in which this would be a bad idea. Let's say some unhinged individual wants to shoot up a school. So he goes and he pulls a gun out in the middle of a crowd of people. And then let's say in that crowd there are 3 more people who have concealed carry weapons. They pull their guns out, and maybe a shootout, something goes on. So let's say the police arrive a few minutes later. They arrive on the scene with reports of gunshots, and they have 4 people with weapons out. How are they going to know who's the original shooter? So in a scenario like this, the students having concealed weapons would be harmful to the process of catching anyone who might be trying to hurt someone. So in this situation, I feel like they would do more damage than they would help. College campus is a very active place. There's lots of activities to do, from attending classes to joining clubs to partying and getting drunk. And there can be turmoil just in people interacting with each other, from public debate during classes, or like I said, getting drunk. The consumption of alcohol can really hamper someone's judgment. And I feel like when someone has a concealed weapon, it kind of takes away the sense of openness that is supposed to be on college campuses, and I feel like it can kind of stifle the spirit of being able to converse openly and not be afraid of what you're going to say. You don't want to be afraid of getting shot, especially for the professors and the teachers, who one of their jobs is to challenge the student. That's a very essential part of learning, and if they can't do that because they're afraid of getting shot, that's not good for the university as a whole. There is like I said, I was talking about partying. There's a graphic here of a drunk person trying to shoot off a cup of his friend at like a Wild West rodeo party. And if someone is intoxicated enough, I feel like this could be a real problem. People pulling their guns to have fun, but then some kind of accident could occur. So I feel like that's something to consider. I would ask you not to mistake my intent. I am not in no way anti-gun or want to take away people's guns. I simply feel that concealed weapons have no place on college campuses. I feel like if you respect the laws and you are a responsible gun owner, I have no problem with that. But with this bill, I feel like it'd be dangerous to have guns on college campuses. And I feel like in this case, the law would be a pretty big mistake. Now, I'd ask you, the public, to write to your representatives to tell them that this law is a bad idea And if you were to do that, if enough people are to do that, maybe the Senate will consider repealing the law and fixing their mistake. So thank you all for listening.